will guard the feet of his faithful ones, but the wicked will be cut off from in darkness. This is the word of our Lord. Please be seated. Well, today we're continuing with chapter 10 of the story, and now in order to catch you up on what we talked about last week, please now look at this short video.
There was a man named Elimelech and his wife Naomi who lived in Israel during the time when the judges were in charge. There was a great shortage of food in Israel that caused them to move to a foreign country called Moab. Elimelech and Naomi raised 2 sons, and when their sons grew up, they each married women from Moab. Told them that she was going to move back to Israel and that they should return to their own families. But one of the women, your people will be my people and your God will be my God. That the farmers had left behind. Know that the owner of the field was Boaz, a relative of Naomi. Boaz was kind to her and offered her to come find food whenever she wanted. Naomi was getting older, so she came up with a plan to provide for Ruth once she was gone. She suggested that Ruth sneak into Boaz's bedroom while he was sleeping, uncover his feet, and ask him to take care of her. Ruth took Naomi's advice. She uncovered Boaz's feet and laid down next to him. In the middle of the night, Boaz woke up startled. Ruth asked him to care for and protect her. Boaz said he needed to first buy the land she lived on so that he would have the right to marry her. So Boaz brought together the decision makers of his town and asked for permission to buy the land. The leaders gave Boaz permission and prayed that God would help Ruth be a great wife. They were married and had a son named Obed, who would soon become the grandfather of one of the greatest leaders Israel had ever known.
Oh, let's continue. When I was back in high school, I had a lot longer hair than I do now. Also, I love to wear these purple bell-bottom pants. And I had this really neat, fluffy purple shirt to go with it. I look really cool. Well, if you would see me in those clothes today, I think you'd say I look rather foolish, wouldn't you? But I fit in back then. I tried to be like everyone else. Well, the story today begins with a happy ending. A woman named Hannah was not able to get pregnant. And she prayed to God for a baby, and God heard her prayer and gave her a little baby boy. She named him Samuel, which means heard by God. Now, Hannah was so thankful that God had given her this little baby, that when that she could take care of. Well, time moved on. And the priest Eli died. And so his time came to be finished as the spiritual leader. He had 2 sons. And the people foreign nations had a king. Well, didn't the people get it? We're going to fight. Give up the spiritual leader. He calls the people together and he tells them a couple of important things. He says, don't go after false gods like the other nations. He says, put your trust in the true God, obey the true God, and life will be good for you. Well, after Samuel's powerful speech, Saul, and almost immediately, Saul forgets everything that Samuel told him. Another foreign nation called the Amalekites. They are making life miserable for the people of Israel. Now, you remember these Amalekites, they were the people that about 300 or so years before, when the people of Israel were running out of Egypt, they ambushed them. And God said to the people, excuses. Saul said that he was keeping the animals so he could sacrifice them to God. But that really wasn't Saul's real reason for doing that. And God knew it. Saul would now be punished for his sins against God. He would no longer be. That's the story for today. If we follow the true God, our lives are going to be filled with troubles too. The second message is that God expects His people to stand out in a crowd from other foreign nations. Different from the people around us who do not trust in the true God. People